What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Whitey here today. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a good week. I know it's been a couple of days since we last saw each other here on the JuiceBox on the CS2 side of things. Today we're going to talk about some ESL Pro Leagues, specifically ESL Pro League Season 22. Kicks off this Saturday. That's going to be September 28th in Stockholm, Sweden. Going to be an absolute banger of a tournament, goes on over the course of 2 weeks, and without further ado, let's just get into some tournament structure as we usually do on these introductory videos for some of these tournaments. So, ESL Pro League Season 22, like I said, it's going to be in Stockholm, Sweden here. It starts on Saturday. I'll scroll down here so you can actually see it on the right-hand side. It's going to start on Saturday, September the 28th. $400,000 prize pool, a total of 24 teams, and it's going to be split up into a number of stages here. So the first one's going to be stage 1. I'll scroll down here so I can give you the visual with teams. That probably makes a little bit more sense. So stage 1 is going to consist of 16 teams. Those 16 teams are going to be FURIA, G2, GamerLegion, Heroic, 3D Max, Virtus.pro, Astralis, Bait, NRG, Fluxo, Lynn Vision, Rooster, TNL or Team Next Level, M80, Legacy, and HOTU. So these 16 teams are going to face off in a Swiss-style bracket, which again we'll show the visual to in a moment here. And out of these 16 teams, 8 of them are going to proceed to Stage 2. In order to proceed to Stage 2, you need to go either 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2. Essentially, you need to get 3 wins. So they're ranked here. The ranking process was done. I don't know if it was done specifically on Twitter, but I saw it on Twitter, how the team rankings were and then how the official rankings were. So these are how the preliminary rankings are going to be for the round 1 matchups. Obviously, teams get reseeded. I think it's based on strength of opponent, but either way, as they kind of progress here, you'll see they get reseeded, as is the case at all ESL events and all Swiss stages. But yeah, to end up proceeding to round 2, you need to end up getting 3 wins. If you get 3 losses, if you go 0-3, 1-3, 2-3, you are out of the tournament. So out of these 16 teams, 8 of them will end up moving on to round 2 to face these 8 teams that are already in round 2 because of their VRS global ranking. Those are going to be the 8 teams that everyone is familiar with. That's Team Vitality, MOUZ, Spirit, MongolZ, Falcons, Aurora, FaZe Clan, and Na'Vi. So 8 absolute juggernauts awaiting in round 2. Again, 8 of these teams from stage 1, sorry, not round 2, but stage 2. So 8 of these teams from stage 1 will end up going forward there, and then that'll make up stage 2. Same sort of idea for stage 2. 8 of these teams from stage 2 will end up moving on to the playoffs. It's going to be a traditional playoff style bracket here, which is nice. It's not going to be a 6-team one. We are going to get 8 teams. So we will have a traditional quarterfinal, a nice semifinal, obviously, with 4 teams, and then a grand final with a 3rd place match, which is really nice. The grand final is going to be a BO5, and then obviously the 3rd place match is just going to be a BO3. So let's get into it. In terms of start times for these on Saturday, and Eastern time at least, it's going to be bright and early in the morning. If you're in North America, definitely get these bets in before Saturday. Both the bets that you see on the video and any bets that you are getting in. If you're in Europe, obviously you can wait until Saturday morning. It's probably going to be like 9:30, 10:30 in the morning for you. But nonetheless, we're going to get 2 games at a time here, which is really nice. The first 2 are going to be Heroic and Lynn Vision, and then G2 and Rooster at 4:30 a.m. And then Astralis and Fluxo and 3D Max and Team Next Level are going to be at 7 a.m. At 9:30 a.m. are going to be M80 and Virtus.pro, and then Legacy and Bait. And then at noon Eastern time are going to be GamerLegion and NRG, and FURIA and HOTU. So we'll hop over to Thunderpick in terms of what I have crafted up for these so far. I didn't cover every single game here. I think some of them are relatively obvious, like obviously G2 beats Rooster. Do they win 2-0? They should, but maybe not necessarily. There's a map or 2 in there that could be sketchy. Astralis wins 2-0. We have that in there, but like a couple of these are fairly obvious, and you could definitely feel comfortable mixing and matching them into parlays, but we're not going to cover all of them on the video. I'm going to cover the 4 that I have on the CS2 Best Bet sheet, and then maybe we'll do some subsequent YouTube shorts if there's any matches of interest that people would like covered in any sort of extra detail there. But we'll head over to Thunderpick. For those of you that watch the videos, you know that Thunderpick is one of the world leaders in esports betting. You see the link on your screen, tinyurl.com/LCThunder. If you navigate to that link, you are going to get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit at Thunderpick, all the way up to $600. The first deposit that you make will get immediately matched for you to be able to use on your esports picks, regular sports, casino, so on and so forth. Thunderpick has a wide variety of options on there for you, and they are one of the fastest in terms of getting the results to you in sports betting, and you can see live where the teams are, how the teams are doing. A lot of sports books, at least in North America, I don't know how it is in Europe, but at least in North America, a lot of the sports books lock you out like half an hour before. You can't see any of the odds, and then ongoing during the match, you have no idea how any of the teams are doing, so you got to check HLTV, which is like 2 rounds delayed. On Thunderpick, that's not the case. You can see everything up to date. It's nice and easy. Lines stay open. So if you don't have a book, I couldn't speak highly or more highly of Thunderpick. Definitely recommend them, but let's get into some picks here for tomorrow. So we're going to have 4 singles on the board, as well as a tournament winner here. For the tournament winner, Thunderpick also has lines for whether or not teams will make the finals, win the tournament, I think make the playoffs as well, so on and so forth. But I ended up going with Spirit here for the tournament winner. Spirit's my team. I'm going to throw a unit on it. They actually wouldn't let me put more than 110, so more than 1.1 units on it, which is probably for the best just in case. But just as a flyer, I'm going with my guys there. I'm putting a unit on Spirit. The other 4 plays are going to be as follows. So the first one is going to be 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going with Lynn Vision on the money line over Heroic. I'll get into this one here. Let's pull it up. Let's talk about it. Okay, there, it adjusted. It said 10:30 for a second. But Lynn Vision and Heroic here. Public consensus actually more on Lynn Vision than I would have thought. I thought it would have been all Heroic fans, at least for the most part. Heroic's adjustment after Tenier, I just don't trust them. We can look down here. Yes, they want to map off Liquid. Yes, they want to map off Pain. Yes, they want to map off Legacy. But they're not winning matches. They're not closing out matches. Obviously, back here, they had Tenier. So we only have 3, really 2, but kind of 3 matches that we can go off of here that are totally relevant. This Legacy one, I would say, is as well. And then, obviously, on the Lynn Vision side of things, they also did not look good. Most recently, this is Battle of the 0-3 teams. From Fisher Playground, essentially. But Lynn Vision didn't look great either, and they actually did not win a single map. They lost 0-2 to Virtus.pro, which is horrible, but then the 0-2 to MongolZ and the 0-2 to G2 are both justifiable. I think Lynn Vision wins this straight up. If we're looking at the map pool, I think they could win Ancient. I think they could win Overpass. I think they win Inferno. I do think they win Nuke. I think they win Dust 2. They're going to ban Mirage. We're not going to see Mirage. Heroic is going to ban Inferno. We're not going to see Inferno. Train, I do give the edge, to be honest, probably to Heroic. I could see Heroic winning a Dust 2. I could see Heroic winning a Nuke. But all in all, I think Lynn Vision has the advantage on each of these maps. They're playing with the full unit of 5, the 5 guys that they've had all year long. Heroic's been swapping people in and out. They have Alcarin. They brought xFloud back now. Obviously, they lost Tenier. Nilo Youngster and LNZ have been on the road. I mean, like, these 4 out of these 5 guys have been moving in and out, but to have all 5 together, we have a very small sample size. I just don't trust them coming into this. I'm going Lynn Vision on the money line. I know they weren't looking super comfortable coming out of Fisher there, but I do trust them more as an org. If you're a Heroic fan, by all means, please take Heroic on this or just fade it entirely. But I'm going Lynn Vision for my first play. It's going to be 2 units, 2 times your money. It's going to pay 4 units, simple as that. Next one up is going to be 7 a.m. I'm going to be taking Astralis minus 1.5 map spread. So let's move on over and talk about it. Astralis and Fluxo. Fluxo's not great. They should be better than they are. They have art. They have decency. They have a okay team, but they just haven't been able to turn that into any sort of substantive results. On the Astralis side of things, obviously Magic's coming back to the team. Magisk, not Magic's. Coming back to the team is a new addition or new rekindling. But Astralis should win this. They should win this 2-0. If we want to look at map pool, Dust 2, maybe, because Astralis has been kind of shaky on it. But in terms of their competition, it's been okay, respectable, I would say. Train could be a little bit sketchy. I mean, there's maps that Fluxo, I think, could keep it relatively close on. But Astralis wins this. They're the better team. They're in better form. World rankings, yeah, it's 14 to 70. I don't think it's quite as simple as that. Fluxo's probably a little bit better than 70th ranked in the world, and at times Astralis can play a lot worse than 14th ranked in the world. But they should win this. They should win this 2-0. I'm going to be going with that for my second pick here, my second single bet. 2 units is going to pay 3.44 units. The next one up that we're going to talk about is going to be M80 and Virtus.pro, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going with my M80 North American boys in the rematch here. On the money line, looks like public consensus agrees as well, which is nice. Odds here have been dropping. It was up to like 180 when this match first got released yesterday, and now it's down to 170 on most books. I think I got it at 1.72. But let's talk about it here, getting into some maps. In terms of form and what happened most recently with these teams at Blast Open London, and this was before Virtus.pro's most recent roster changes. So now obviously they have Toro in here. They have Perfecto as their IGL. They've made some moves here. They haven't looked great since doing so, but they were able to beat 3D Max. They were able to beat Lynn Vision. Most recently when these two teams saw each other, M80 really took care of business on Dust 2 and Mirage. They looked really good on Mirage. They had a couple of great plays. They really demoralized Virtus.pro on that map toward the end there. And then on Overpass, Virtus.pro did kind of wiped the floor with them, quite frankly, 13-4. It just wasn't even competitive. But I do like M80 here. I do expect Virtus.pro probably to pick into Overpass again. I do expect it to be a little bit more competitive, but I would not be surprised at all if Virtus.pro won Overpass. I could see Virtus.pro maybe winning a Train as well, maybe an Inferno, but I think M80 has a stronger map pool. I think M80's in better form. I got to ride with my majority North American guys here, and I'm going with M80 on the money line. 1.72 times your money is going to pay 3.44 units off of 2 units. And the last one that we're going to talk about, boy, is this one kind of sketchy, but I like it. I have faith in it. It's going to be NRG plus 1.5 map spread against GamerLegion at noon. So let's open this one up and let's get into it. Public consensus, not a lot of faith in NRG, a little bit more than I would have thought, to be honest there. NRG's 36th ranked in the world roster that some of you may or may not be overly familiar with. On the GamerLegion side of things, obviously Kersey's no longer with them. They brought in HypeX from Apogee or BetClick Apogee. But either way, GamerLegion, solid squad, 17th ranked in the world. If we want to look at map pools, obviously NRG is playing North American competition mostly, so like take it with a grain of salt. But their map pool does look good here. Even on Dust 2, I think that could be relatively competitive. I expect NRG to probably pick into Train here, unless for whatever reason GamerLegion does not ban Mirage. Maybe they ban Train. Then I could see NRG taking Mirage. Maybe leave Inferno up to a decider here, but I do like NRG's chances to win at least a map. Train is the one that really sticks out to me, and I could see them picking. We haven't seen them in the last 2-ish weeks or so, but they took down Ninjas in Pajamas in a best of 5. We've seen Nip play good CS recently. They took down Audic here in a BO3. They have been playing a lot of like just sketchy North American competition, but like Wildcard is a decent team. They 2-0'd them as expected. But this performance against Ninjas in Pajamas, I think, speaks pretty highly and speaks well about their confidence on a 6-match win streak. And then on the GamerLegion side of things, they're just trying to find their feet now, trying to put one foot in front of the other and just pick up the pieces and try and push forward here as an org and keep things together within the top 15. I do think that they'll perform well here. I think they probably win this, but I don't think it's out of the question at all for NRG to win a map. In fact, I think it's probably pretty likely that they do. Again, Train is the one that sticks out to me, but my last one here is just going to be NRG plus 1.5 map spread, 1.68 times your money, so 2 units is going to pay 3.36 units. All right, y'all, those are the 4 I am rocking with for tomorrow. Let me know in the comments how you like them, if you're going to be tailing along with them, so on and so forth. For those of you that don't know, Discord at the bottom of the screen here, discord.gg/LockCity, 100% free. We got over 4,600 members in there. We've been doing it for about 3 years or so. It's a good time. We have a CS chat in there that you can come hang out in, talk about the games as they're going on, track the bets. Obviously, we have some additional bets going in there once maps are selected as well. But it's a really good time. And I guess, again, if you like the video, leave a like on it. If you're listening on a platform where you can subscribe, i.e. I guess YouTube or Spotify, subscribe if you like the content here. It lets us know that you like what we're putting out here. We don't charge for anything that we do. Everything's 100% free. So it lets us know that you appreciate the content that you're getting and look forward to seeing more, i.e. gets you some more videos from us. That's it for me for today. Thank y'all for listening. Have a great week, and we will see y'all back here on the weekend as the tournament continues. Peace.